what is the meaning of Paramahansa? Especially when somebody writes like this, Iti Srimat Paramahansa Pari Vrajaka Acharyanam Shri Parama Vidusham Virajananda Saraswati Swaminam Shishyena Srimad Dayananda Saraswati Swami. So Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati, during the end of his Bhashya, he has written like this. So, what is the meaning of Paramahansa? For understanding the meaning of Paramahansa, we must understand first what is the meaning of Hansa. Once we understand Hansa, then we can put Param in that Hansa. That means beyond the or above the Hansa stage. So for understanding Hansa, there is a very, very beautiful sutra in Sankhya Darshanam, 4th chapter, 4/23. The sutra is like this: Viraktasya heyahanam upadeya upadanam hansakshiravat. The word Hansa comes here. Hansakshiravat. Hansa is a bird, or it used to be a bird. Now I think it is extinct. The Hansa bird or swan in English. Hansa bird has this typical or very peculiar quality that if we keep milk mixed with water in front of the bird will drink the milk and leave the water. That is the samarthya, that is the speciality of this bird. If you have this understanding, then it is wrong, because no birds will drink milk. And even if it is drinking milk, it cannot separate water from the whiteness of the milk. It cannot be separated. So it can be separated by when you heat the milk for, let's say, 1 hour or 45 minutes in sim, then probably the water will evaporate and the milk will become thicker. That's a different case. But the bird swam does not do it. The Hansa bird does not do it, or did not do it. I'll explain to you in the sutra. So here Kapil Muni says Viraktasya. Whoever is Virakta Purush, Virakta Purush, one who has attained Vairagya, one who has attained Viveka, one who has understood the Vivek knowledge and he has started adopting Viveka in his life, Vairagya in his life, Viraktasya, what he has to do or what he does is Heya Hanam. Heya Koti. Heya means that which is to be left out, that which is never to be consumed, not only by eating or drinking but consumed in our life. Heya Koti, we say Heya Koti. For example, you say that you are eating food and then somebody is serving you potato, somebody is serving you tomato, for example. They say, okay, I don't eat tomato, I don't eat potato, I don't like it, or it's not okay for me, doctor has told not to eat. So it is heya for you. It is to be neglected or ignored by you. So similarly, for Virakta Purush will leave those things in his life which are not utilized or which is not useful for him to attain samadhi. Those things he will never consume, not only in terms of food. Food also he will be very careful, but other than food, in the daily activities, he will not consume, he will not have any approach towards those things which is not helping him in moksha or her in moksha. So Heya Hanam. So Kapil Muni says Heya Hanam. Hanam means to ignore, neglect it. Whatever has to be neglect, please neglect it. Today what we are doing, whatever has to be neglected, we consume it. For example, we do kam, krodh, madalobha, hankar. These are heya padarth. These are heya. We should not do. Like today, one gentleman was asking, is it a sin to do krodh? Or should we not do krodh at any point of time in our life? Actually, krodh is a heya. It should be kept in heya koti. We should never do krodh. But of course, we can do krodh vidya purvak. Avidya purvak krodh itself means avidya only. But God uses the word manyurasi manyumai dehi in Yajurveda. Manyu means, like an acharya shows krodh on his disciple, that krodh is not avidya yukt krodh. That krodh is called as vidya yukt krodh. It is called as manyu. When acharya gets angry on the disciple, it will help disciple to attain vairagya. But you and me, when we have krodh on our relative, for example our kids or our wife or mother, father, etc., that will destroy our peace of mind. If acharya Suddenly, Acharya does not like our behavior and Acharya is doing krodh on the disciple. This krodh on the disciple will help the disciple to discipline himself or herself. Thereby, in few months or few years, the disciple will become one of the best disciple of that Acharya. I have seen also in my Acharya's life, when Acharya gets krodha, people come to straight path. Similarly, when Almighty God gets krodha on us, He will give us punishments. We have an opportunity to correct ourselves and come to the Vedic path. So that's what Heyahanam. Whatever has to be rejected, krodha has to be rejected. 99% of the time we do krodh due to avidya. And kam vasana, sensual pleasures, kam, krodh, mad, lobh, ahankara, ego, pride, sensuality, everything we do due to avidya. All these things are heya. Similarly, wasting time is heya. Don't waste your time. Paramatma says don't waste your time. So wasting time is heya. So we must hanam. We must reject it. We must not waste time. We must try to consume and utilize our time properly. Even if it is midnight also. If you are late from the office, even if it's midnight, you are sleepy, you are feeling hungry, you are feeling sleepy, then also try to do upasana and then eat the food. So don't waste time. So all those things which are heya, and again heya is non-vegetarian food is heya. Reject the non-veg food. Reject himsa in your life. These are all heya. So a virakta purush will always reject all those things which are not really useful for him in moksha. These are obstacles in moksha. Kam, krodh, mad, lobh, ahankar. But then Kapil Muni says, Heyahanam upadeya upadanam. And whatever is upadeya, whatever are supposed to be consumed by a virakta purush, consume it. Consume means utilized. For example, God says to do sandhya every day. So the virakta purush will do sandhya every day. Virakta Purush will do Havan every day, Homa every day, Agnihotra every day, Name Jap every day, Asan Pranayama every day. He will control his senses every day. Upadeya Upadanam. Upadanam means to accept it. Whatever is supposed to be acceptable should be accepted by that Virakta Purush. So he will follow the instructions of Paramatma from the Vedas. So whatever God has told in the Vedic Dharma are acceptable, to be accepted by the Virakta Purush, he will accept everything. He will follow Paramatma's instructions as per the Vedas. So that's what Kapil Muni says. This is the Lakshana of a Viveka Purush. And he is giving the example of Hansa Kshiravat. Kshira means milk, but not the milk which we consume. Buffalo milk or cow milk, goat milk, no. Hansa bird does not drink the milk of cow or buffalo. Hansa Kshiravat. Hansa lives in the water. It lives in like a duck. Like duck lives in the water, like that this bird Hansa, it lives in water places. Wherever water is there, it will be living there. So there, when there is a lotus, the lotus also is there in the water, lotus flower, the root or the stem of the lotus, it has milk inside it. Not the milk what we put coffee or tea. No, not that milk. You would have seen in other plants also, when you break the plant, there will be milk coming, oozing out of that leaf. Or there are some trees, when you cut the tree, there will be milk flowing from the tree's root. Similarly, the Hans which lives in the water, it knows that there is milk in the stem of the lotus flower. So, and it is paustik. It is good for that pakshi, Hans pakshi. So what it does is, it has a very typical, peculiar, or let's say special gift given by Paramatma, that it reaches to the stem and it will consume only the milk, not the water from the pond. It will break that stem or the root in such a way that it can reach to the milk and then consume that milk, and it will not consume the water, or it will not consume the other juices in the stem. It will consume only the milk from that root. So that is the specialty of this Hans. So similarly here, Kapil Muni says, just like that Hans Pakshi, a Virakta Vyakti, a Viveka Vyakti, a Vairagyavan Vyakti will only consume what is needed for him to attain moksha. He will not waste his time in any other activities. He does not have time for anything else. He will just do his moral duties. Even, my Acharya used to say that even in Grahastha Ashram, even I was working in military engineering services, I used to do only what is bare minimum needed to survive my life. This is only, I need to eat roti sabji, that's it. I'm not worried about the roti has to be like this form, so many sabjis I don't want anything. I just want to consume what is needed to survive my life. This is the real Virakta Purush. Before attaining Samadhi, we can say such a person is called as Paramahansa. Hansa means Hansa is able to distinguish between what is mortal, what is immortal, what is Dukha, what is Sukh, what is permanent, what is impermanent, what is needed to me, what is not needed to me. This distinguishing power is there. Similar, like a bird which is able to distinguish between milk and water. Similarly, that person has this distinguishing power. He is called as Paramahansa. He is Hansa, but he's Paramahansa means he is Paravairagyavan. Like Maharishi writes, Maharishi based on his tapasya, he writes Paramahansa Parivrajaka Acharya. Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati. So we know Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati, when you read Satyartha Prakash, we know how much was his tapasya, we know how much was his vairagya, we know whatever advice he has given even in the Veda Bhashya, in the Veda Mantra Bhashya. If you go to his Bhavarth Bhashya, unfortunately, if you do not know Hindi or Sanskrit, it's unfortunate, because it is very, very beautiful Bhashya Maharishi has done. Only 4 lines, 5 lines he has given hints on many mantras, but each and every mantra is guiding us towards moksha. Each and every mantra written, commented by Maharishi is taking us towards Vairagya, Vivek. So that is why he puts his name as Paramahansa. Similarly, I don't want to comment about like some other Paramahansa are also there. Paramahansa Yogananda ji, Paramahansa Ramakrishna Paramahansa ji, etc. etc. But from their point of view, their Shishya would have told that, okay, my Acharya is a Paravairagyavan, so he is Paramahansa. That's a different case, but I cannot comment on them because they never followed the Vedic path. But a Paramahansa Purush is that Purush who follows the Vedic Dharma, who follows the Ashtanga Yoga philosophy, who follows the commandments of Paramatma. He is Paramahansa. And then he attains the yogi stage. He will become a yogi after the Paramahansa. Even after attaining a yogi stage, somebody can put Paramahansa, but he is beyond that stage actually. So this is the real meaning of Paramahansa, Hans bird, the speciality. Kapil Muni, I think he lived most of his time in forest. So that's why Kapil Muni is able to see a snake and he has written sutra. He has seen an eagle and he has written a sutra. He has seen a frog and he has written a sutra. He has seen the Hans, he has written a sutra. So he has written sutras on various animals and birds. So we must try to appreciate these concepts and then try to digest, and also we must try to become ourselves as Hans. If we become Hans in our life, we will start to attain the first stage of Vairagya. First stage of Vairagya will lead to first stage of Samadhi. First stage of Samadhi will lead to second stage of Vairagya. Second stage of Vairagya will lead us to last stage of Samadhi. So it's a lengthy process, but somewhere we must start. So every day in the morning, try to remember some of the verses from the Kapil Muni's Sankhya Darshana or Yoga Darshana, Yoga Sutra, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha, like some sutra. Apart from Veda mantras, yes, we must chant Gayatri mantra, we must chant Samveda first mantra, all these are important. But apart from this, some sutras, if you remember, you will get inspiration. Like today I'm in some other place, I was traveling in the flight, so I was remembering some sutras from 4th chapter. Like, I made one video, I don't know if I made in English, but in Tamil I made one video about Asadana Anuchintanam Bandaya Bharatavat. There is a sutra I was trying to recollect. Okay, what is sadhan, what is asadhan? What is required for me, what is not required for me in reality? So this kind of chintan we must do so that, we can, when we know that we are deviating from the Vivek path, this kind of sutra will immediately bring us back. So very, very important knowledge our Rishi Munis have given, and Vedas are ultimate guidance also, guiding factor for us. So when you remember Veda mantras, it will always help you to focus towards Paramatma. So this is the meaning of Paramahansa. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.